Ah, the wonders of Easter eggs. These days, all of our favorite shows are packed with hidden references to previous or future scenes in the same show, or iconic and notable scenes from other shows. Sometimes, there might even be one or two references to real-life historical circumstances. And when we are extra lucky, we get hidden messages and inside jokes from the showrunners that only die-hard fans will understand. In a show like Umbrella Academy, based on pre-existing comics and largely dominated by mysteries, superheroes, and time travel, there is no shortage of these odd but refreshing references and occasional shoutouts to other shows or their own previous scenes. And since we had nothing better to do while sitting around and waiting for Season 3, we decided to dig for Umbrella Academy Easter eggs, and we found quite a few. You should know that there are several spoilers ahead, so don't say we didn't warn you. Now let's get to it. But first, a simple reminder on how to enter our brand new giveaway. We're giving away either an iPhone X Max, the new iPad mini, or a MacBook Pro. It's all your choice, so be sure to leave a like, comment the keyword, subscribe, and turn on notifications to enter the giveaway. It's really that simple. Umbrella Academy's self-references. One of the most intriguing sets of Easter eggs found on the show actually shows up in the beginning, when each central character of the Academy is introduced to the audience. We see Luther, also known as Number 1, who is on a mission on the moon, stepping out of the moon station. 1. When Diego, who is Number 2, shows up, 2 lights are turned on behind him. Allison, Number 3, is introduced on a red carpet promoting the movie Love on Level 3. Klaus, who is Number 4, learns of his father's death by watching the news on Channel 4. These references didn't only serve as Easter eggs, they also help fans identify which character was which, because you have to admit it's not easy getting familiar with 7 major characters all at once. B. As the show progresses, we learn of Allison's life as a mother and ex-wife, but there is an Easter egg concerning them in the first episode. Just as the apocalypse is happening and a giant wall of fire is making its way towards a building, we can see a startled officer in the frame. The officer is sitting with a cup of beverage and reading a magazine. On the magazine's front cover are the faces of Allison's daughter and ex-husband. Also, in another scene, we see Allison attempting a relationship with her daughter. When she puts her to bed, the little girl asks to be told a story about the Eiffel Tower. Allison launches into a story that references the Umbrella Academy's chaotic visit to the Eiffel Tower in the comic books. C. In one episode, there is a scene where Grace, the robotic mother of the Umbrella Academy, is working on a cross-stitch. While it's odd to see a robot sewing, what's even weirder is the nature of the cross-stitch, which is a pattern of the moon with little parts of it falling away from a big chunk. Grace's cross-stitch pattern is an undeniable reference to the apocalypse, which is brought about by the explosion of the moon. D. The second season ends in a cliffhanger when the Umbrella Academy returns to 2019 to find that they have been replaced with a set of other superheroes named the Sparrow Academy. The entire season has subtle foreshadowing of this event. In the third episode, when the handler checks into a hotel with Lila, we see her bathing. In this scene, the camera also captures the emblem of a sparrow on the hotel's bath towel. Also, while in the same hotel, there's a scene where we see Lila checking out the hotel's menu. And guess what? The same sparrow emblem is boldly printed on the front cover of the menu. Before you write this off as a coincidence, you should know that there are many other instances. We see the exact same emblem on the blackboard in Reginald Hargreeves' secret room, on a document that approved the killing of Lila's biological parents in a flashback, and on a newspaper in Old Man Five's briefcase, which he opens just before the assassination of JFK. In episode 5 of the season, we get 2-in-1 Easter eggs in the scene when Five tries to buy candy from a vending machine. We see just to the left of Five's wanted candy, another candy bar with the words, "Take flight with the Pogo-Go-Go's" on its wrapper. This is, of course, a reference to Pogo's, the monkey butler, years as an astronaut. Also, one of the O's in the spelling of Pogo-Go-Go contains another sparrow emblem of the exact same kind. E. Another intriguing Easter egg is how A.J. Carmichael is killed. It's funny that the head of the commission is a goldfish, but it is what it is, and it makes his death pretty weird but very comical. In the comic, Five finally takes his revenge on A.J. Carmichael by eating him alive, every fish's worst nightmare. But in the series, A.J. Carmichael is killed by the handler for his constant interruption in her plans. She does this by swallowing the goldfish alive. F. In one scene, we see Hazel and Cha-Cha break into the Umbrella Academy by busting out the doorknobs. This act references the motel scene in the movie No Country for Old Men, where the same unique method was used to break into a room. Also, Hazel hides the briefcase in a vent of the room in which he and Cha-Cha reside, as done in the same movie. G. There is a shout out to the movie X-Files when Elliot, the conspiracy theorist, asks Five if he thinks the UFOs are true. Five responds using the famous words from the film. He said, "All the truth is out there." H. The actress who plays Vanya, Elliot Page, also starred in a movie adaptation of another book called Whip It. The movie was a story concerning derby race girls. In the third episode of the first season, when Allison is looking at a gossip rag by a magazine stand, there's a poster to her right advertising a derby race and a magazine below the poster called Whip It Snippet. I bet you didn't know there was a reference to Marvel's iconic movie Endgame in Umbrella Academy, but there is. In episode 9 of season 2, when Old Man 5 and Schoolboy 5 come face to face, they are overcome by paradox psychosis, aka a homicidal rage that comes over two versions of the same person from different time zones as soon as they meet face to face. face. This condition fills them with an overwhelming urge to murder each other, so they lunge for each other's throats with the tune Dancing with Myself playing in the background. This is a reference to the first time when Captain America of 2012 came face to face with Captain America of 2018 in the movie Endgame. A fight ensued between them because the 2012 Captain America believed his replica to be Locke in disguise. In the scene, the younger, fitter Captain America proclaims, "I can do this all day," as does a younger Schoolboy 5 when addressing Old Man 5 during the fight. J. Another Marvel shoutout can be seen in the relationship between the Handler and Lyla. Lyla's adoption by the Handler is very similar to Gamora's adoption by Thanos in the Marvel franchise. Thanos is responsible for the death of Gamora's parents, although not particularly, and the Handler ordered the death of Lyla's parents. Both Thanos and the Handler are villains using their adoptive kids to push their agenda, and they also refer to them frequently as little ones, which is pretty weird when you think about it. K. Another Easter egg concerning Lyla and the Handler's relationship is when the tune of Bippity Boppity Boo is played on the Handler's return to the commission. This is a reference to the Cinderella movie, although a quite ironic one because the Handler is far from being a fairy godmother. She is actually a particularly wicked mother for Lyla. If anything, she's more like the evil stepmother. Umbrella Academy historical real-life references. L. The real-life historical references in the Umbrella Academy mostly surround the mysterious death of JFK. After the 7 superheroes find themselves in the 1960s, they begin to search for clues about their father, Reginald Hargreeves. One clue leads them to think that he's involved in JFK's assassination, and they believe that he is the man carrying a black umbrella and wearing a dark raincoat on a warm and sunny day, because it's suspicious. Also, you know, he's carrying an umbrella. During the real investigation of the JFK assassination, there was indeed a man in a dark raincoat carrying an umbrella standing by the side of the street as JFK's convoy passed. His suspicious mode of dressing also caught the eye of investigators, and they believe he gave the signal for the assassination to happen. That is, until a common man came forward claiming that he was the umbrella man, saying that he carried the black umbrella to protest JFK's family association with the 1930s Nazis. M. In the series, Luther works for Jack Ruby, who is a club owner and has a dog of the Dachshund breed. This Easter egg is pretty clear to anyone who knows their history very well. In 1963, Jack Ruby, who claimed he was obsessed with JFK, fatally shot Lee Harvey Oswald while he was in police custody as a suspect for JFK's murder. His attorneys and sister claimed that his shooting of Lee Harvey Oswald was not a premeditated act because he left his beloved dog Sheba in the car. They said that if he had thought over his decision to shoot a suspect while in police custody, where he would undoubtedly be arrested, he would have found a good home for his dog Sheba first. In the series, Jack Ruby is seen watching the news reporting of JFK's death and then reaching for his gun. N. There is a secret organization known as the Majestic 12 that may exist depending on who you ask. According to many conspiracy theorists, the Majestic 12 is a group of 12 individuals who apparently control everything secretly. In the series, Reginald Hargreeves is part of the Majestic 12, which is indeed a secret organization that controls everything. In one scene, Five finds an invitation to a gala addressed to Reginald by a man named Hillenkoetter. Roscoe H. Hillenkoetter was a real-life man who was famously alleged to be a member of the Majestic 12, and in the series, the Majestic 12 is responsible for the murder of JFK. These are but a few of the Easter eggs scattered throughout seasons 1 and 2. There may be many others that we missed, so make sure to leave a comment if you've noticed any Easter eggs not mentioned in this video. Until next time, goodbye, and thanks for watching.